Bandwidth for all shows on the Aussie Tech Heads network is supplied by Aussie Tech Heads Web Hosting. For a fast, affordable and reliable Australian server with fantastic support, contact Aussie Tech Heads Web Hosting at aussietechheads.com.au. Aussie Tech Heads, Australia's best hosting service.
Welcome everyone, episode 440. Yes, my name's Glenn and you would have heard me before if you've listened before. Otherwise, welcome. This is Aussie Tech Heads and we are brought to you by athwebhosting.com.au for all your hosting needs, business, personal, or pleasure. You name it. You can even register a .xxx if you want as a domain name through us and do some very interesting web pages, I would imagine. Okay, so who have we got here tonight? It is rather chilly all round Australia by the looks of things. I've been looking at the lounge, and we've got -6s and 11s and 13s, and it's about 12 where I am here now in Robina, and it's pretty cold. And I better tell you the date, just so you can date us in these stories. It's the 4th of June. So yes, winter is here. Wacky do. All right, let's have a chat to Jace. He's the only one that crawled out of from under his doona this week to brave the cold and come on the show. Hi, Jace.
I know, right? 6 degrees here right now.
And it's
got heaters and stuff going all day.
6 degrees and a broken heater. That's not good. You sure it's not one of those heaters you got to put money in? That's why it stops every 15 minutes.
Oh, that could be it.
Yeah.
All heaters end up eating all your money though, don't they?
Pretty much. That's right. So other than being cold, what else has been happening? You've been working hard, night shift still, all the good stuff?
Yeah, I did a 3 podcasts last week.
Wowzers. Oh, that's right. I've only got one of the best podcasters in Australia.
Yeah, you watched that, did you?
So I'm
we did Obsidian Loft, and we did Old Fart Geeks, and we did this one. We're so much in demand now. We're on everything.
You are. And Will was telling me the Old Fart Geeks is going pretty good, going gangbusters.
Yeah, people are loving it for some reason. Yeah. Like the old retro stuff.
Oh, it's interesting.
They can't get enough of us, I guess.
Well, it is, isn't it? Once you start talking about all the old stuff, nostalgia is very good, isn't it? It's very, I don't know, you are a sum of your memories. And I remember back to when I think I was about 14 or something. And I used to catch the bus to school, and we used to get to school about 8 o'clock. It was an early arrival to school. And there's just enough time to walk about 4K up to the local Dick Smith shop and buy a 5 1/4 for $5.
Yeah, I used to be good friends with the guy who ran the local Dick Smith shop. His name was Brad, and I'd set up I had a VZ200 computer, and I used to set up little programs and put on there. So at Christmas time, I'd go down there and load up this program, and I had it draw a little tree on there and then flash pixels on and off for like flashy Christmas lights and have presents under there and stuff like that just to help promote it.
Yeah. I remember VZ200. Oh, geez, I do remember the name. I don't know what one looks like. I can't remember what one looks like. Let me have a look on the web here. VZ200. Can we see one? Oh, yes. That's what we're talking.
4 colours, 128 by 64 pixels.
I can't get it up on the screen. I'm sorry. But anyway, don't worry about that. Google the VZ200 if you want to have a look and see what Warlock's going on about. Crazy.
Yeah, it's quite funny because we'll start a show and like that one and our Minecraft one, we're like, I don't know how we're going to fill like 45 minutes, let alone an hour. And then after an hour and 15 minutes, I'm like, we're going to have to shut the show down. We're going way overtime here. People are not going to be downloading 200 meg files and stuff.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, with VZ, I remember those well. All right. Let's Okay, I'll just read some comments in the lounge. Okay, Osmos Sid, we'll wait for you. Thank you. Hurry up. He's off to the little boys' room. I don't know why the lounge needs to know these things. Maybe so no one grabs his seat, eh? But if you want to join these guys in the lounge, you can. Thursday night, 7:30 Queensland, New South, Victorian, Tasmanian time. Right here at aussietechheads.com.au/live. Now, all right. Now, we're all about stories, apparently, about what's happening in tech. So, I don't know. It's been a bit of a hard week this week for stories. Did you find not much going on?
Yeah, I got about half a dozen to go.
Yeah, I got about 6, but they're not the most
Nothing
interesting.
big. Everyone's waiting for WDC and stuff.
Yeah. Now, I think
WWDC.
Now, the thing that most people would have realised and seen this week was a little window, the Windows logo down near the time of your PC, bottom right. Did you notice your little window, Jace?
I do now that you've mentioned it. Get Windows 10, it says.
Yes, well, you haven't noticed it before?
No, not till you said it now.
Right. And you use a PC all day?
I was really using it quite a lot today, yeah.
Oh,
I don't
right.
take any notice till.
Well, look, to be honest, I remoted into someone's computer this week to, give it a bit of a touch up. And of course, the team viewer sits down there as well. And for some reason, I must have been looking for the Malwarebytes icon or something. Anyway, I looked down and went, "Oh, what's that?" I went, "Oh, that's a virus." That's my first thought. I thought, what's that down
Well,
there?
you are right in a way.
Yes. What is that? But no, it's I don't know why you would have to, but anyway, it's a register for Windows 10.
Reserve your free upgrade. Asterisk. Yes, free. This limited time upgrade offer is a full version of Windows 10, not a trial. 3 gig download required. Internet service fees may apply.
Yeah. So you register, but nothing happens. That's just nothing happens. That's all it is. You register. You must let them know you're on their mailing list. I think they must be trying to build up hype. Do you think?
Yeah, and also, from what I gather, it's the 29th of July.
Yes, that is right. Windows 10 will be available on the 29th of July as a free upgrade. So we're all hanging for that. Now,
As long as you've got a legit copy already.
Yes, right. Yes, so users get 1 year. Now, I'll tell you something for nothing. Now I noticed. I've got a Windows 7 on a virtual machine, and because I said yes, register me on my main machine. And I thought, okay, which is Windows 8. So I thought I'll jump over to the virtual because I don't want it to miss out. And so I jumped over there, and I was already registered.
Ah.
So yeah, very strange. I don't know what's going on.
Well, they knew that you'd want to upgrade to this quality product, so they pre-registered you for you. Save you the trouble.
Very good of Microsoft to do that. They are always
Is
thinking.
it?
Yes, they are always thinking of your needs. Now, users get 1 year after the 29th of July to secure the free upgrade. Now, once upgraded, Microsoft will keep the operating system up to date at no cost for the life of the device. Now, there's the
I
rub.
think it's supposed to be the last Windows as well. From now on, it's just going to be upgrades and patches to Windows 10. They're not going to have like 11, 12, 13 as far as I know.
Do you think it's surprising that Windows 10 it's going to stop at 10? Like OS X seems to have stopped at 10, and
Yeah.
now 10's it. That's 10's the magic number.
10 out of 10 like El McPherson was.
Oh, and the tab ads. Oh, there's another one for the old fart geeks. Remember when I used to code? I used to drink heaps of tab.
We used to drink Jolt.
Jolt. Never heard of Jolt. My goodness.
Jolt, it's like in Australia, Jolt was sold with twice the caffeine of Coke, but in the US it was 4 times the caffeine.
Wow, keep you awake a bit?
Yeah, because we used to have it when we were going out for all night 10-pin bowling in Parramatta. There was this place I used to go with friends who were all geeky internet people, and they had a bowling alley there that had what they call a lock-in, where if you turn up about 10 o'clock at night and you pay, you get to play till about 2 a.m, unlimited games, and they locked the front door and nobody else was allowed to come in after 10 o'clock. And you just keep playing continuous games all. We'd have a bunch of Jolt before we went out. put a bit of lemon in it to give it a bit of flavour, and then do 10-pin bowling all night. They would have music playing, and you could request songs, and they'd have competitions like because it was like nighttime bowling with the glow in the dark pins and balls and stuff, and the lanes with the LED lights zooming down them and stuff, and then first person to get a strike would win some money. So I think they had, it was up to like 30, $40 or something, and there was this little kid who, he had the side guard rails up, but he bowled sometime after about the first 10, 15 minutes, and he got a strike, so he won like $40.
That's all right.
The little, you know, he was only like 6 or 7 or something. He was like, "Oh my god, I got money!"
What a jolt!
Yeah, exactly.
So,
Did you see the developers shirt at Build that explained why they had Windows 10 was the current one?
no.
Microsoft staff has arrived at the Build Developers Conference wearing mysterious blue T-shirts emblazoned with company's 4-panel Windows logo. Only each panel was constructed out of tiny strings of ones and zeros. This being a developers conference, the attendees immediately recognized the numbers as binary code. One enterprising developer, Kevin Goss, translated the code back to plain English and posted his findings on Twitter. He discovered 4 hidden messages. There are 10 types of people in the world. Read the first message, an old coders joke that switches out the number 2 for its binary equivalent 10. Windows 10, because 789. That would be a joking reference to the fact that Microsoft skipped a number in the upgrade cycle, leaping from 8 to 10. And congrats on the first was the next message. And the last one was Windows Insiders help us develop for the future. Talk to us at Windows.
Oh, that's very exciting to have on your shirt, isn't it?
Very geeky, yep.
Did you ever learn binary?
Yes, binary and hexadecimal and even octal I need in my daily job for Linux stuff when you have to do permissions.
So what, you could sit down and just go 011 and type out a program?
No, not like that, no. I did understand how binary worked, but all the stuff I did was programming originally in assembler. I did Z80 on the VZ200 and then 6502 on the Commodore 64.
I read a book when I was about 15 on how to code in binary, and if I had have finished it, you were supposed to be able to just sit down and go 00110011. Oh, goodness me, how boring is that?
Yeah, I had a book when I was at the start of high school called Rodney Zach's Programming the Z80, and it was all assembly language. I read it on the bus on the way to school because there was like an hour trip every morning and an hour on the way back home again. And I read it so many times that the book started falling to pieces, so I bought it again, and then I started doing some programming in assembly, and then eventually converted over 6502 when I got a Commodore 64, so it's pretty hardcore.
Yeah, wow. So you had a 64, you didn't have a VIC-20? Were they
No.
good for anything?
One of my friends had a VIC-20, and then he upgraded to the Commodore 64, and then he got a Amiga. But I was at one stage tossing up whether to get a Amiga 600 or a 2000 or a 1200, and in the end I didn't get any and went straight to PC and been PC ever since.
Do you remember the Plus 4s? Commodore Plus?
Yeah.
I think Mark, if you remember, Mark used to do the show. He had a Plus 4, and I think it had buttons in it. It had on the top, you just push a button, you get a word processor, or you push another button. And I think it worked like that. I think that was a Plus 4.
Nice.
And
they had the Commodore 128 that had a Z80 processor in it as well.
Yeah, right. Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, being, I suppose, young fellas, we used to call it the Plus 4. That's how it goes.
It's like the TRS 80 was a trash 80.
Oh, yes. Yes, there could have been a song with that. 48 trash. Something like that. All right. Now, so the rub, Windows 10, the rub is the operating system. So once upgraded, Microsoft will keep the operating system up to date at no cost for the life of the device. What does that mean? Is it the life of the hard drive, the motherboard, the RAM? What's the device? How do they define device? That will be probably unveiled in the fullness of time.
Usually it's like with the genuine Windows Advantage is when it's installed the first time, it takes a snapshot of all the things you've got plugged in there. And you remember when you would replace like a sound card, hard drive and graphics card, and then suddenly it wouldn't recognize it was the same machine again. So they wanted you to buy another copy of Windows or you phone them to get the unlock code.
Yes.
So as long as you've got a similar configuration, it should be okay. But if you go changing around, that's a problem. They should do something like Office 365 where you buy a license and it works for whichever device
Yeah.
you're currently using it on.
I think that's probably the way that it will go, you would think. Because,
Yeah, well, I mean, OS X, you get you can install it on like 3 different computers at once, and it doesn't have a problem with that. So,
yeah. So hopefully, and I'm guessing, well, I don't know. Do you think with the upgrade, like who upgrades? Fair income. You want the...
yeah, I'm going to format and reinstall
Yes.
it. I never don't want the old crap still left there.
No, but are we going to be? Are they going to give us a downloadable full ISO? Or
I think they'd have to, right?
they'd have to. Surely they'd have to, because not all Windows 7 machines are, they're not in that good of order. So they'd have to.
That's right, yeah. A lot of people will be like, oh, I want to keep my old documents and my old settings and the desktop and stuff. Don't change my screensaver and wallpaper. They're the most important things on my computer, damn it.
Right.
I don't care about my taxes or my business stuff, but if my wallpaper or screensaver change, we used to have that the last couple of companies I worked at, supporting customers. You build up their whole computer, repair everything, and it's working. They're like, but what happened to my wallpaper? I don't give a damn about your wallpaper. You get wallpaper for any. Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. Couple of days, you get it back.
Couple of days. Beautiful, mate.
Beautiful. Now, new features in Windows 10. I'm pretty sure we've probably covered these, but quickly. The return of the Start menu, the arrival of the Edge browser, replacing Internet Explorer.
Can't be worse, right?
And Microsoft, and the introduction, or to a desktop anyway, of Microsoft's Cortana personal assistant. Now, in addition to the operating system launch, Microsoft will also bring new Office 2016 applications with Word, Excel, and PowerPoint designed from the ground up to work on Windows 10. They will be sold separately, of course, but, however, OneNote and Outlook are included free with Windows 10. Wow, I'm so excited. I can't believe I'm still sitting down.
I'll be happy that Outlook comes with it, because Windows Live Mail is the worst piece of rubbish there's.
And Outlook's not?
It's better than that one.
Are you serious?
I tell you what, yes.
I've just gone through an Outlook devastation.
I have worse trouble with Mac Mail than I do with Outlook most of the time.
Oh, look, I haven't used Mac Mail because I don't use a Mac. But, yeah, I've just tried Outlook 2013, and it's rubbish. Fair income. Look, it works well if you're just probably your email account is a IMAP or POP, but
Yep.
I wanted to sync it up with Outlook.com.
Okay.
What would be simpler, you would think? Yeah, not that.
You thought wrong.
Yeah, transplanting a brain would have been simpler than trying to, and you can't do it, eh? You can't.
It's not brain surgery.
You can't do it. You can link them, but then you can only get the inbox will sync. Only the inbox syncs. A couple of folders. The folder structure will come through, and then just random other emails in those folders, whatever it felt like doing. Just whatever.
They want you to get Office 365, right?
Is that going to make it
Do you
work?
see much of that?
Yeah. No, not the online. No, not really. No, not really. Most people still are the old school. I think they just want to buy it.
Yeah.
Rather than subscribe.
I had somebody, one of our customers the other day, is like, what's the difference between getting a hosted exchange and getting 365? And I explained it. He's like, well, I bought Microsoft Office 2013. Why would I want to pay for it every month? I'm like, well, Microsoft would like you to.
Yeah, but I went to the Outlook, and it was. I tried it for probably 3 months. I really persisted. I set my calendars up. I set contacts, and I even imported all my Gmail emails to Outlook. And I remember when I imported everything, it said, "Geez, this is going to take us a while. There's 47,000 emails to import." And I went, "Yeah, okay." Cool. I don't care. Take overnight. Whatever you want to do. I don't care. So let it go overnight. Come back the next morning. It says, import failed. We could only import 42,000.
God.
Yeah. Don't tell me which ones you couldn't import. So I thought, fair enough. If I'm ever looking for an email, I know now I'll have to search Google as well. But anyway, look, it was just all rubbish. It just on every front, it failed. So I went back to...
just use Gmail for everything and nothing else.
I did. I went back to Gmail.
I even popped my email
Sorry.
from other accounts into the Gmail account and use that there because I don't want
Yes.
to install anything locally. What do I care about having a copy locally for? It just clogs up my computer, and if something crashes, I have to reinstall, back it up,
That's
then
right.
reinstall it, and then copy it back again, and all that rubbish. Just leave it in the cloud, and it stays there.
That's right. And yeah, exactly. Gmail. And because I like the look of Outlook, I got this theme for Gmail. So now my Gmail looks like Outlook. So I'm happy. Very happy.
Sad.
Microsoft is banking. How long is this story taking?
Longest story ever.
Yeah, longest story ever. Microsoft is banking on its Continuum feature to help bridge multiple form factors. Continuum enables today's best laptops in 2-in-1 devices to elegantly transform from one form factor to the other, enabling smooth transitions of your tablet into a PC and back. So apparently what you're supposed to be able to do, if you've got a little phone with Windows 10 on it, you can plug or Bluetooth or whatever, however you're going to do it, a keyboard, a mouse, and a monitor, and it'll be like a little Windows 10 machine. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Now, if you're wondering how the licensing goes with all this sort of stuff, with the free upgrade, Microsoft Windows 7 Home Basic and Home Premium license holders, that's probably, Home Premium is probably just pretty much everyone, as well as Windows 8 and 8.1 users will be upgraded to Windows 10 Home. Okay, those using Windows 7 Professional and Ultimate, and those using Windows 8 and 8.1 Pro will be. Why are people on 8? I thought you weren't allowed to be on 8 anymore because of viruses and bad stuff. But anyway, those using Windows 8 and 8.1 Pro will be upgraded to Windows 10 Pro. Makes sense to me, doesn't it?
Yeah.
All right. Oh, that's it. What do you
I got Windows 8.1 Pro. It's quite good.
Yeah, I've got 8.1 Pro. It's going all right.
Supermarket giant Woolworths has signed a deal with Telstra to become a wholesale provider of the telco's 3G mobile network. Woolworths will use Telstra's 850 meg and 2100 megahertz spectrum, the telco said today. The retailer has signed up for Telstra's prepaid and postpaid mobile solution, which offers resellers their own branded prepaid, postpaid and wireless broadband offerings, real-time account management with live notifications for customers, and Telstra wholesale post-sale support. It will use Telstra's homegrown wholesale billing platform, which is modelled on an Ericsson solution. Telstra's wholesale offering spans 7,000 3G 850 megahertz sites covering 1.3 million square kilometres of Australia. In late 2013, Woolworths shut down its mobile brand, which partnered with Optus for prepaid mobile services after 2 years in operation. The new Telstra partnership will only initially apply to the telco's 3G network. Telstra does not currently offer its 4G network to wholesale partners, but recently promised to open the network to mobile virtual network operators by no later than June 2016.
Very nice. Now, Woolies, I think we might have touched on that one last week. I'm not sure. But I remember something about Woolies and telcos. But, so that's good. So now you can just... I think Kogan does... No, not Kogan. Aldi.
Aldi, yep.
They do resell the
3G Telstra, yep.
That's right. But you're not allowed... The unlimited is not really unlimited, and be careful because if you do want to use unlimited, you'll be kicked off. That's how it works at Aldi, isn't it? They went through that. Yeah. They, I think, this is last year. That's when Aldi took them to court. Or was that... Yeah, it was Audi, wasn't it? It wasn't Kogan, it was Audi.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Yeah, because that was sold, Telstra sold it to Audi as unlimited, and so Audi started offering unlimited, like this, passing it on, and then people were using unlimited. And
they said, cut off.
Telstra didn't like that, so they said, well, it's not really unlimited. We said unlimited, but it's not really unlimited. And there's the spin. Here it comes.
5 gig unlimited, something like that.
Yeah, it's unlimited until we tell you that's enough.
Yeah.
No more Tech Ed. Australia. See, Microsoft launches Ignite. So Microsoft used to have this conference called Tech Ed.
Aussie Tech Ed?
No, just Tech Ed. But it is no more. It has been replaced by Ignite. Microsoft Australia has announced that the annual Tech Ed conference will be replaced with Ignite, a new event aimed at a broader demographic. The first Microsoft Ignite Australia will be held at the Gold Coast Convention Centre on 17th to 20th of November 2015. Now, I've never been there to it because it probably costs a couple of $1,000 to go. So, Glenn doesn't go to those.
Nope.
Now, it marks the end of TechEd's 2-decade history in Australia. The first conference in 1994, so how's that? Now, Ignite intends to reach IT pros, IT decision makers, and enterprise developers from small to large enterprises and is designed... I'm sorry, my teeth fell out. And it is designed for everyone who has attended TechEd and any other tech conference in the past, as well as those who have never attended a Microsoft event before. Microsoft Australia Technology evangelist Vaughan Knight said in a press statement. Well, geez, he can talk, can't he, that Vaughan?
Yep.
Now, the remaining major conferences on the calendar is the Australian Partner Conference on the Gold Coast from 31st to the 3rd of September. So, geez, the convention centre's going to be busy with little tech heads.
Yeah.
Yes. Microsoft does need Aussie tech heads. You're right, bullseye in the lounge. Good work.
We'll take over.
Yeah, and then we'll get the 2,000 ahead. Yeah. What else you got, Jace?
TPG has created a new retail arm to sell its wholesale fibre to the basement product to residential customers. The internet service provider is required under the government's carrier licence condition to functionally separate its retail and wholesale businesses due to the competitive threat its fibre to the basement network posed to national broadband network. Announced last December, ISPs such as TPG were required to offer non-discriminatory wholesale access to their networks by January this year and split out their retail and wholesale operations by June 30. In the lead up to the functional separation deadline, TPG has quietly begun the process to transfer its retail customers to Wondercom, a retail business focused solely on retailing TPG's FTTB product. The business was registered as a company with ASIC in mid-April. The shift to Wondercom for TPG FTTB retail customers will become official as of July 1, the deadline for functional separation of TPG's wholesale and retail business. TPG did not respond to requests for comment. It would only say Wondercom was a wholesale customer of the TPG group.
Yeah, that's the places just get that big that they need to split. Or are they trying to avoid any, probably complications? Like Microsoft decide they try and split their company in two, don't they, in the EU and all that to get around all this.
HP split too.
Yeah, right. It must be just the modern thing to do these days.
Yeah, Wondercom is offering a fibre to the basement plus home phone bundle for $69.99 a month. The package promises speeds between 50 and 100 megabits download and up to 20 megabits upload, unlimited data, unlimited local and national calls, 100 international minutes, and an included Wi-Fi modem. A 6-month plan includes a $99.95 setup fee, while the fee is foregone in an 18-month plan.
Now, I'll tell you, while we're talking about the internet and fibre to the basement, what about the NBN? The NBN hits 1 million premises mark. So that's not too bad. Probably got another 7 to go. It's hit 1 million. The National Broadband Network has come in ahead of its self-imposed deadline to enable 1 million premises in order to... to enable 1 million premises to order NBN services by June 30.
That's the National Mixed Telecoms.
Yeah, mixed technology services
broadband network.
Now, and plus TV station of the same name. Now, the National Network Builder last month revealed it had a weekly run rate. Is it cricket time? A run rate of 12,300.
A weekly run rate.
Yes. He's out! Got him, gone!
Oh, Lee, piss off, you're out.
Hey, the weekly...
What a wonderful crowd, these Victorians.
Oh, they're hanging from the roof. I love you. Merv Hughes, get him up here. Now, 12,300 premises passed, a significant increase on the 7,000 premises it was adding weekly in the same period last year. So that's good. Things are moving. NBN...
all those happy, colourful people there.
Yeah, aren't they nice, eh? They're just watching the NBN get rolled out.
Yep.
Ah, happy days. Now, that was a graphic for those on video, and those on audio going, these guys are off their tree.
Yep.
Now, NBN's losses jumped as it worked through an investment-intensive phase of the project. It was a reported loss of $1.4 billion during the last 9 months as its capital expenditure reached $2.2 billion and revealed government investment in the network so far at $11.8 billion, and that's out of its total commitment of $29.5 billion. So, I don't know. The commitment, they're sort of not even halfway through the commitment, or funding-wise anyway. They're likely to meet the target of 150 million in telecommunications revenue after posting telco earnings of 106 million. So, look, they're on the right track. Just hurry up. Just hurry up. You haven't got it, have you, Jace, down there?
Oh, no. The cable network stopped just down the end of my street, so I couldn't even get cable.
Oh, no way. Serious? Yep. So what do you got, Optus or ADSL still?
TPG ADSL.
And how's that go for you being in Melbourne?
Pretty good. I get up to 12 down.
Yeah, that's not bad. That's pretty good. I think when I had ADSL, it was about 6 to 7 to 8 down.
When I was living in Sherwood in Brisbane, I was getting around about 14 to 15 because I had a friend who worked at iiNet at the time, and so he rang me up and he's like, "Let me fine tune your line there so that you'll get the lowest noise on your line and the best fastest sync." And I was only 700 meters from the exchange anyway, so he tuned it up till I got 14, which was quite nice.
Oh, well, what was his secrets? Is it
Working
all those
in iiNet and having access to all the technology himself?
Oh, so it was like tweaks from his end rather than.
He's like, "Try this out. Is that better? No, okay. Try this. Oh, yeah, that's really good. Just leave it there. Cool."
Yeah, right. Okay. So he wasn't tweaking muxes and all this sort of stuff, right?
But it was good because if you ever have an outage or something happen, just ring up his mobile. "Hey, what's going on?" "Oh yeah, I'll fix it." There you go. It's all good. Cool. That's the best support I ever got.
What a nice friend to have.
Direct line. Yep.
Is he still at iiNet or wherever he was?
No, he makes poffertjes now.
Makes
his own
what?
business. Poffertjes, Dutch pancakes. They're little mini ones about that big.
Yeah. It's
Put on
probably
a bit of melted butter and some icing sugar and stuff.
I would have been surprised if he was still there because people with good customer service, they don't last very long anyway.
They decided to cut out his role and send him back to level 1 support. He's like, "I'm not going back to level 1, I'm on level 3. And they're like, "Well, that's the only option." He's like, "Okay, here's another option. I quit."
Yeah, he resigns and, that's just how it works, isn't it? I know a lot of people that, or maybe not a lot of people, that's exaggeration, but, I know and hear of people that are just totally useless at the job, but instead of getting reprimanded or whatever, they get promoted.
Yeah.
Probably to get rid of them.
What's up with that?
And hence the term "shit rises." And I remember that for always.
Then you become management.
You do. I remember. Oh, look, I won't say the story, but I just remember a certain instance where there was something going on that was just possibly, potentially illegal, and it came out. And there was inquiries, there was talks, the conferences, all these little things. And then at the end of the day, how about we just promote you up the road to the next office and happy days.
Problem solved.
Problem solved. That's right. All right. Now, another problem solved. There was a lady over in, I don't know where she was, US somewhere. She thought she'd solve a problem, and poor husband, he passed away. And she goes, "Look at all this junk that he's left laying around here."
Oh, yes, I remember this.
All this junk.
Let's chuck it out.
She goes, "What am I going to do with it? I'm sick of it. It reminds me of old Alfred. I've got to get rid of it. I can't."
You sure it wasn't old Steve?
Can't handle it any longer. So she took it to a recycling business and said, "Could you people please recycle this for me, please?" And anyway, so what she actually threw out happened to be an Apple I.
Original.
An original Apple I. A rare $200,000 computer that she just hoiked away. It's the Clean Bay Area in Milpitas, California. No, that's not going to be pronounced right. I just know. I knew before I even started. Is trying to track down a woman aged in her 60s who dropped off some electronic goods in April when she was cleaning out the garage. Now, one of the boxes buried under worthless keyboards, personal computer pieces and wires was the 1976 Apple I. The recycling firm, now here's the good news. The recycling firm, you probably heard this story actually all over the place because it is a good story. The recycling firm sold the Apple for $200,000 in a private auction. auction. I like auction instead of auction. It's auction. So it's been a private auction. Its policy is to split the proceeds 50-50 with the person who donated the equipment. Now, Victor Gichun, Vice President of Marketing for Clean Bay Area, said he will recognise the woman, who he believes is local, when he sees her and will write her out a cheque for $100,000. Good on you, Victor. You're a champion.
Victor, you're a very unattractive man.
Oh, Victor. That was a good show, wasn't it? That was a great show. All right. What else you got down there, Jason?
Well, before I go on, I was just something I've started up again recently that I haven't done for a few years. Have you ever heard of a game called Ingress?
Vaguely heard of it. I have heard of it.
It's a game by Google in which you join and you sign up as an agent for whichever team. You can be a member of the Enlightened team or the Resistance. And what the theory is that there's these portals of energy have appeared all over the world, and the Enlightened believe the energy is coming into the world to help us, and the Resistance believe it's bad and that must be destroyed. And what it boils down to is you find interesting places to visit around your city, including sculptures or particular buildings of note and things like that, or old bridges and things, parks and what have you. And they start off as a white portal, which means they're neutral, and then people will go there with whatever team they have on their phone, and they deploy resonators around the device to take it over and convert it over to either Resistance or the Enlightened team.
Right.
And that'll turn the portal either green or blue. Green is really good because that's our Enlightened team. Yay, blue to Resistance.
So
And you put on some shields and turrets that will attack them if they come along. And that uses up your XMP energy, so you need to drive or walk around picking up random bits of energy that's scattered around your city. And it's got all the streets and everything. And what it really is Google needs to keep its maps and data up to date and find interesting places around cities around the world that people who go to visit that place would like to see.
Yeah.
And so rather than paying people to go out, drive around every street in the city, which they do in their cars to map it, to get information about every single interesting place in the city and write it down and submit it, that takes a long time. So what they do is when people play the game, they gather that information and then store it in their server so that when somebody comes along using Google Maps, they'll say, oh, did you know just around this corner there's this lovely sculpture that's been paid for by the city for somebody to create an artistic sculpture? You can go visit there and read about the history of the sculpture and things like that.
Yeah,
and,
right, nice.
If I say I see a blue portal somewhere, I can go over there and hack it to get a portal key from it, perhaps, shields, XMP bursters and things like this, and I can use that to take over one of the blue portals and convert it into a green one for my team. And then if you have a portal key at this one and you go to another one and take over that portal, you can link them through the energy between one to the next one.
Wow.
And if you can make a triangle of portals that connect to each other, it becomes a field that becomes really strong, and it sort of locks it down to make it even harder for people to be able to take over by attacking it with their XMP boosters and things like that. It's really fun. You can just walk around your city, take over these things, and you discover new things while you're doing it, of course. And then they send random videos to you with updates about what's happening in the world of Ingress.
Yeah, nice.
And they're like professionally filmed, so it looks like a real person who's a news announcer will be like, oh, the Enlightened team are gathering in the middle of France at Paris today. They've got 400 people are going to try and take down the field which has been created by the Resistance team. And I have people from all over the country all meet in one city, and then all of them attack the portal until they can take it down and convert it over to their team's one.
You won't.
But of course...
Yeah, sorry. No, sorry, keep going.
Yeah, because Google is gathering all this information, then this, all of these mobile phones around the world, whether they're iPhone or Android, gathering the data, and Google can make sure that if somebody, say, submits a picture of a sculpture, if other people have gone there and they're able to see it and can attack it, then they know that this location on the longitude, latitude that they have on their mobile device is definite. So it's not like somebody has submitted something that's not actually there, or they put something rude or something on like that, because when other people turn up there and they confirm that it's there, then it gets added into their database as a confirmed location in the world of something interesting that people can visit.
Yeah, it looks interesting. I'm going to look into that, and I suppose there's a lot of listeners probably will. That's pretty cool. Well, it's funny, like to say you go to somewhere in your city, wherever you are, and if you're not part of this Ingress, you'll just come across like a huge amount of people trying to put all of their phones pointing around the place or whatever happens.
Exactly. Yeah, you've got no idea.
What's going on?
Last night, the night before, I was walking around Melbourne because I work in the CBD and I have my dinner break because I'm doing 2 till 10 shift at the moment. So I have a dinner break at 6:30, and I went for a walk up to the local McDonald's to get some dinner. And on the way, I'm hacking some portals and taking them over and stuff. And I came out of the McDonald's and I came back to some of them. By then, I'd got some more energy, and you can't keep hacking a portal more than once within 5 minutes. So once you've attacked it, it becomes too hot to attack, and you have to wait 5 minutes for the cooldown period so you can attack it again and get more things. So I had some XMP bursters, and I'm attacking these portals, and I had them just about completely taken over, and I took 2 down, and I was just about to take another one. I ran out of energy, so I went for a walk down the road to pick up some extra energy. By the time I turned around and came back, it was only like 1 block. Somebody had come in behind me and rehacked all of those and turned them into the opposing team. So somewhere in Melbourne, there was somebody in the same area as me. Could have been across the road or just around the corner. You have to be within 40 metres of the thing before you can do anything to it. So it's not like I could sit here and hack things in the city. Yeah. But somebody was obviously... possibly not even knowing, he was almost following me around the city while I'm hacking things, and he's taking them back for his team.
Yeah, that's amazing. That sounds cool. That's for the iPhone and Android. Well, look at it.
Yeah, and they have a lot of social gatherings. I'm on a secret group that the opposing team can't get into. You can only get in if a member knows you, because you don't want people spying on your team's plans for the other team. But they have, like tonight, there was one planned for 10:30. They're all going to meet a particular McDonald's in the city. Yeah. And then from there, whoever turns up, they're going to go to particular places, all converge on the one area, try and hack these. And you get to meet other people who are interested in these geeky kind of fun games, and you've got something in common to talk about and stuff. So it can be really social as well.
Yeah, nice. How good's that? All right, let's all go out and do that, and let's see if we can take over some portals.
Hack the planet!
So what side are you on? Enlightenment?
Yes.
Right, and why did you choose that side? Because you want everything to be good?
Just something random. Yeah, I thought, it sounds like the energy's probably good and here for us. I mean, it's all virtual, so it doesn't mean anything, but you just pick your team. Often people will pick it because they know, like, 3 or 4 people who are on one side, so they're like, well, if I team up with them, they're my friends, so we can go out and hang out and do things together kind of thing, or you can just pick randomly. So I just picked randomly. I thought, Enlightened sounds good, so... The Enlightened are green and the Resistance are blue, so we call them the Smurfs. They call us the Slimes, so it's all a bit of fun.
Wouldn't it be good if Google had sort of like planted like little fireworks at certain locations, and as soon as the portal got taken over 100 times or whatever happens, the fireworks go off?
Yeah, that'd be quite cool.
Yeah, that'd be good. That'd be cool. All right. Yeah, that sounds good, Jace. I'm going to have a look at that myself. That sounds, I don't know how far I'll get with it all, but
yeah, I'm at level 4 now. It takes a while once you get to level 6, I was reading people say it gets really, really interesting, but even just working your way up to level 4 is a lot of fun. And my daughter, I got her to put it on her phone, so we drive around in the car, and you can just stop your car anywhere and go, is there anything here? Hack, and then drive off to the next one. You can do a bit there, it's really good for on the weekend if you want to get the kids out of the house, do a bit of exercise, so you can just go for a walk around town, and because you're not just walking, you're actually actively doing some sort of activity. The kids love it because, it's having fun together.
And so who determines that an object is a portal or whatever? Is that just predetermined by Google?
No, people just randomly go out and they'll find something in their town, take a photo of it. Could even be just a plaque on the wall that says this
Yeah.
building was founded in 1800 or something like that. They take a photo of it, they submit it into Ingress, and then Google will review it to make sure that it's not a picture of something disgusting or rude or somebody being an idiot or something like that. They'll approve it, and then after a certain number of portals have been worked on in that area, suddenly this one will pop up white and it'll be a new one, so you can go over there and then you can start taking that one over as well.
What'd be cool is, the Doctor Who pop-up shops, and there's the TARDIS or something, and someone's made that at one of these portal things, and
Yeah.
get all these people just hanging around, just going,
Well, it's quite interesting because there are a lot of things that are not permanent, right? So there's one portal that I noticed is in the city on the bridge connecting to South Bank, and it's for the love locks. People would buy little locks from the locksmith, get it engraved and stick it on there. And last week, Melbourne Council went and removed them all from the bridge because they said, it's going to cause problems with the bridge. It's going to collapse or something from under the weight. So they had to chop it off. And I noticed they did it in Paris as well a few days later. So that's a location now, but it doesn't exist anymore because it's been removed. So
it can't be attached to a moving object.
No.
Yeah.
People would have to be able to go there and be able to attack it and see it all the time. So
yeah, right. Yeah, how good is that? Wow. How long have you been doing that?
I started probably about maybe 2 or 3 years ago, and I did it for a while in Sydney and then forgot about it for a couple of years. And then I was looking through some news websites this week, and actually it was on Facebook, and somebody had posted a news story onto their Facebook feed that was like, there's a invisible game in the world that millions of people are playing and you don't even know about it. And then it had the story again about, it's like, that'd be actually good with my daughter now being nearly 12 and something we could go out and do together, and she'd really enjoy it, and she does. So
excellent. Well, excellent. Well, while sticking with the Google theme or the topic, Google Photos app has launched. And now it's
supposed to be wonderful.
Yeah, it's supposed to have free unlimited storage. And Google has announced the new photo app. It helps users store and organize their images. The app will let users back up and store unlimited photos and videos for free. Available on the iOS and the Android system and the web, the app automatically organizes photos by the people, places, and things depicted, and also helps users create collages and movies. Now, I was listening to a twit. I thought now...
Me too. I was just going to say Leo was talking about it.
Yes, and he had uploaded all his photos, and in particular his bag of photos he took when he was in Australia. And, they went through, show me photos, just trying out the... trying out the functionality of the software. Show me all the photos with, say, Leo in it, and show me all the photos with this in it. And then they started to get more creative and say, okay, show me all the photos taken here, show me all the photos taken there. And then they got more creative and said, okay, how good is it? I want to see all the photos I've taken with a wombat in them.
Yes,
and it brought back photos with a wombat.
Yeah, they were flawed, weren't they?
Yes. Tasmanian devil. Didn't know a Tasmanian devil. But the wombat, yes.
No, nobody does.
No, it was
except for the one on the cartoons that goes...
That's right. Yeah, so, but look, go and have a look at the Google Photos app. Free unlimited storage videos as well, so that's got to be good. And that's a part of Google Plus, so you have to sort of get your head around it. I loaded it up, and I've got a few photos there, so I'm pretty sure that they must have already come from when I'm using the Google Web albums, I'm thinking. I'd like it to be able to start afresh, Like I might go in and delete them all and start afresh, because I just upload the whole drive of photos. If it's going to tag everything.
Well, I used to do everything through Flickr, and then all of a sudden they said, unless you give us some money, people will only be able to see your last 100 photos. Anything other than that, we're not even going to show until you give us money. I was like, well, I'm not going to give you money. I'll do a search around. And then I found at the time Google had Picasa.
Yeah.
And that's what their photos were called at that stage when they purchased the Picasa application. They were giving away 1 terabyte of free storage at that stage. And I was like, well, why would I pay money to Flickr when I can just put it on the Google one? And it had lockdownable private folders as well. So I put all the pictures of my daughter on there that I wanted to keep just for family, and then you can send out a link from there to share it and give them permission to have a look at the photos. And then I just started storing all my stuff in there, and now that they're going to make it unlimited, I'm like, yeah, why not stay with that one?
Yeah, well, yeah, why not?
And as Leo was saying, it puts the Apple Photos app to shame, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah, look, look, I hate OS X. I hate it. Look, I know you use it. You got a Mac, haven't you?
No.
No, I thought you had a Mac.
Yes, and it runs Windows 7, thank you.
Oh, look.
We used to boot into, it just got so annoying and complicated. My daughter's like, I let my daughter use it when she's here so that she's got something here. She's got a HP laptop at her mum's, and I said, well, while you're here, you can use the Mac. And it was just too complicated and slow, and she had to do school homework, which requires Microsoft Word 2013, and you can't get that for the Mac. The next one's going to be 2016, whenever that comes out. So I was like, well, you can't keep doing it in Mac Office 2011 because everything's not compatible, and you send it to the school or you try and print it out on another one, and everything is not lined up where you had it. It's got different fonts and stuff because they don't have the same fonts as Windows. So I was like, look, we'll just I had dual booting at the time, so I just said we'll just permanently select Windows 7 as the default operating system. If I want, I can boot it up, hold down the option key while it's booting, and it'll come up with a menu, say Mac OS X or Windows, and you can select Mac then. But by default, as soon as you turn it on, it just goes straight into Windows 7. So.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, but because my wife's got a MacBook, and even just to get that thing onto my network and stuff, I've done it. But then I've had to,
then you shot yourself in the head and it felt a lot better.
And then my pain was over. but we're just trying to give her access to some photos. And, and so I thought, okay, let's try Picasa. Google, it should work. There's a Mac version. No, it didn't work. It wouldn't sync. It didn't even go looking for these photos. I don't know why. And I thought, okay, the iPhoto doesn't work because the photo has to be on the machine. And so I rang up Michael from the Aussie Mac Zone. I said, I've got all these photos stored on a Windows machine. I want to share them to the MacBook. How do I get them over to the MacBook so we can look at them, blah, blah, blah. And the only way that you could do it was you had to just view them through the File Explorer, like Gary, and if you wanted to put them in any sort of order or any sort of program, you had to actually copy them from the source, put them onto the MacBook before you could look at them in iPhoto or something.
Yep.
I just
too much trouble.
About forehead slapping. I hate it. I hate it.
And what about that iMac behind you in the room there? Someone's asking. That's just a prop. It's not like when you go to IKEA and they've got those cardboard TVs that just sit on there so that you can see what your nice pretty cabinet's going to look like.
It's a fish tank.
One of those. Yeah.
It's a fish tank. So, what that is, look, I do have a Mac, right? It sits right here beside me where my hand is. Now, that superseded, yes, the one behind me, that one there. And the only purpose that gets turned on once a week, that one's dead. It still works, but it's a power PC. Nothing works on it. It's too old. But now this one here, I've got a Mac Mini. You can't see. It's just off camera. But the Mac Mini, it's got Yosemite on it. It's up to date. Gets turned on once a week for GarageBand. Then it gets turned off, and my life goes back to normal. It records
a particular audio of a show, doesn't it?
It does. It records it records this audio. Yeah, it records this audio right now and any audio that I do on podcasting because I was using Audacity back in the day. I had a few hiccups and lost a couple of shows because, the computer failed or something, the power went out or something, whatever happened, and you could not stitch because Audacity, I know it might have changed now, but it used to save your audio file in like 2 meg bits. Right, or 2 K bits or something. So your whole file was like this, huge. huge of all all these little files, and like try and stitch all that together. And so I thought, GarageBand, it saves as it goes. So I thought, right, it's worth just me going down the shop buying bloody Apple just for GarageBand. And look, it's been good. It's been really good. I'm happy with it. I probably should move on to something else, but it's working.
Can also
fine.
be a good media center.
Yeah, it could be a good doorstop as well. Now, Xero. Do everyone know Xero? Xero.
Must have heard of it.
Yeah, it's only just in passing because it's a pretty boring story, but it's interesting enough. But Xero, the online accounting software, reaches 200,000 users in Australia. They're not cheap either. I think the beginning price is about $50 a month. Ooh. So the user count is up from 158,000 in September last year, which is quite impressive. Xero now counts for more than 500,000 users worldwide. So they're pretty big. They're pretty big. Must be raking a lot of money. And now, by contrast, MyOb reported it had more than 116,000 cloud subscribers by the end of 2014, but 1.2 million active businesses using its products. I can see why Xero is going gangbusters, because MyOb and QuickBooks, are you kidding me? They are useless.
Yep.
Xero has also demoed an Apple Watch integration at its XeroCon partner conference in Denver, over there in Yankee Land. Apple Watch owners will be able to see alerts when the bank feeds are updated. Ooh, excitement plus, eh? Ooh. And notifications regarding business financial success. Oh, what about business financial failures?
Yeah.
Would you? That would be more of a more important alert, wouldn't it? You'd want to know more about. That share just failed. Oh, yeah, because you want a failure, you react instantly. A success, you go,
yay.
You wanted the failures on your watch. You don't want successes. But then again, see, that's the Apple. They wouldn't like putting a failure on the watch, would they? Even the word.
No. You would have seen my new one on a couple of shows ago.
Is that your Fitbit?
Fitbit Surge, very nice.
Yes, that is nice.
Your steps and your sleeping patterns and heartbeat and all those things.
Yeah, that's
Love
nice. So why is that different? Why is that better than mine? I've got that.
Does yours do heartbeat and time and steps and everything?
Yeah, but it hasn't got the big face on it.
Like that. It's lovely. Have a nice big face like that.
Yeah.
We had the little one for my daughter, but pushing those little lugs in there was a pain and they'd fall off at random times. So this one's really good. Plus, it's got a GPS in it, so you can leave your phone at home, go for a jog, come back, and it tells where you were.
Oh, that's the difference. That's probably the main difference. You do a lot of walking.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. How do you fit this walking in?
Usually when I'm doing at the moment, because I'm doing late shift at work, I don't do it too much. But when I'm doing the early shift, when I get my lunch break, I go for a half-hour fast walk around Melbourne CBD, across to South Bank and stuff. And then sometimes in the morning, I'll go down to the gym and do some stuff down there as well.
Oh, right. Yeah, because I know because of the challenge with the Fitbit, you can invite other people to have a challenge with you and see who does the most steps through the day. All links up through this internet thing. And and Jace smashes me.
And I also get another 15-minute break at a random time during the day at work. So I go out and try and do a quick run around, well, not run, but fast walk around a big block around work. So
yeah, right. I think, I smashed out about 17,000 steps the other day, and that was one of my busiest days, going to the dump about 5 times.
We don't want to hear about your bowel movements, dude.
I'll tell you, it was hard going.
Keep up the prunes.
That's right. All right, did you have anything else, Jace?
Yeah, just after a week after a similar bug was found to be restarting iPhones and messing with their messaging apps, a bug that crashes video chat app Skype is now wreaking havoc. And you could hear Will sighing from wherever he is at the moment. But while the Apple bug involved a string of Chinese, Arabic, and Marathi characters unlikely to be used together, except when deliberately trying to crash someone else's phone, all that's needed to trigger the Skype shutdown is the characters HTTP://:.
Oh.
The duplicated colon aside, that text denoting hypertext transfer protocol is the simple command at the start of every web URL which directs our browsers into the World Wide Web. Ergo, it's not impossible to unwittingly type it into a Skype chat box while trying to send a website link to a friend, only to have the app suddenly crash on them before you've had a chance to wish them happy birthday. The bug affects Skype app on iPhone, iPad, Android and Windows devices, according to The Guardian, and continues to crash the app even when relaunched, thanks to Skype thoughtfully loading the text from previous chat sessions every time you log on. Skype said it's now released an update for the bug. I hope that there's an update to fix the problem with the bug. Not an update for the bug. We got a brand new bug for you right here. You should try it out. It makes your phone catch fire.
That bug didn't do enough. Now we've updated it. A new and beauty
Super
better
bug.
Super bug. That's right. Updated
Antibiotics won't kill this one.
No way.
We're aware of a problem that was causing Skype clients to crash. A representative posted on the community's forum. Our engineering teams work hard to resolve this issue and have released updates for all impacted Skype platforms. Another workaround is to get the sender of the bad phrase to delete it from their chat or get them to send multiple messages so the problem text gets pushed back into the conversation archive.
All impacted Skype platforms. What a mouthful. Why not just go all?
All Skype.
It's all.
All of the Skypes everywheres.
Well, every Skypes in the world. It's just, we've updated that bug. Yeah, very good. Oh.
And Will says not surprised.
No. Yes. All right. Well, I don't have any more stories, but just in case Jace does, just let me tell you and remind you about the facebook.com/Aussie Tech Heads. Look, there you might have been missing the apps of the day. Oh, yes, there's nothing. I do check them, believe it or not, even though I don't post any. I do check for them, but they've just been just pretty much rubbish lately, or things that we've already had. So, look, things have slowed down with that, but they're still around. So you can get the free app of the day, facebook.com/Aussie Tech Heads, or you can listen in 24/7. Not just to us. No, we aren't repeated 24 hours a day. Thank goodness. But there are other shows that are on the.
Yeah, there's two other shows with me in.
One of the greatest
Listen
podcasters.
to me all day long.
One of the greatest podcasters in Australia, Jason.
Number one.
And how did you take that top spot from Will? Was it just a straw pull or something like this, or just a pull in general? Yeah, right.
That's good enough, right?
Yes. So you can go Aussie Tech. Well, I forget what it's called. Aussie Tech Radio. That's right. AussieTechRadio.com. And you can tune in with your phone, download the TuneIn radio app or whatever. There's instructions on the site, or just listen to it from your browser. AussieTechRadio.com. There's also Aussie Tech News if you want to follow that on Twitter. You get a few little news stories popped into your feed every half an hour. Anything that's happening around the world or Australia, yeah. Put a few feeds in there. And just, there's other stuff, you know. But let's check back with Jay, see if he's got any stories. No? Yes?
Yes.
Whee!
Well, there's a page I found about 7 things to know about what might be happening with Apple's WWDC that's coming up soon. Kicks off on Monday at San Francisco, 10 a.m. Pacific time, with a keynote which will be streamed live. You can watch it online and through the WWDC app for iPhones and iPads, or through the Apple TV via the Events app. Speaking of Apple, punters have been keenly anticipating a revamped version of Apple's streaming device, the Apple TV, which hasn't received an update in more than 2 years. Part of that was egged on by the logo Apple has been using to spruik the conference, which includes a distinctive squircle shape of an Apple TV box. The revamp was thought to include an improved remote control and developer toolkit for creating apps for the device. But sources have told the New York Times a new version was not likely to be ready yet to be demonstrated. A video-on-demand streaming service to rival the likes of Netflix or HBO is also rumoured, but it probably won't be unveiled until next year. And I'd heard rumours that Nintendo was thinking of bringing their games to Apple iOS devices, and I was thinking maybe the Apple TV would become a gaming platform or something if they brought out a decently powered one with some wireless controllers or something. So I'm still hoping that might happen at some stage, because that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, look, I don't know about the... Yeah, look, I was watching TV the other day, and I saw an ad for DSs. I thought, really? They still going.
He plays them. My daughter's got one. She doesn't play it. Her mum bought a second-hand one, but she doesn't play it either.
Well, yeah, why? Like, yeah, iPads, iPhones. Hello. But yeah, you were saying about the logos for the WWDC. It looks like a bit like a TV. Now, look, I think if we can see these logos, there's that one, say up there. It's got a square in it. Now, that looks like, let's get the bit bigger. Let's have a look at this, because while I was looking,
zoom and enhance.
yeah. So yeah, it's got a bit of a TV, and it is the same shape, isn't it?
Same shape as the Apple TV. Yep.
Yes. What else is that shape? Do they got anything else that's that shape?
No.
No. Okay. But then, because my first search was for this, I thought, oh yeah, that does look like a TV, I suppose, and it was that one, but that was 2013's logo. So, who knows? And then 2014.
Yep.
But, yes, I think you're right. I think this year, that does look like an Apple TV.
It does, yeah.
So, let's hope so.
Monaro is hoping for the NVIDIA Shield might have some Nintendo games or something by the look of it in the chat room there.
Oh, yes. NVIDIA Shield. Nice. And Osmoz Sid in the lounge is installing Igris on his Android from
Go son, yes.
From Mudgee.
Enlightened all the way.
The second male model from Mudgee.
Yep.
Is
The
installing
Apple
it.
Watch critics have noted apps on the watch are notoriously slow to load, thanks to them needing to operate via an iPhone app. The last month, Apple Senior Vice President of Operations Jeff Williams told a conference the company would make it so developers can skip a step and create watch-only apps. The new tools are expected to be unveiled at WWDC. Apple's Connected Device Toolkit HomeKit was unveiled at last year's WWDC, but compatible smart devices are only just coming onto the market now. Some are expecting Apple will use the conference as a platform to preview some of the device offerings. Speculation ramped up significantly this week that Apple would finally step into the world of subscription music streaming, with a bold entry to the rival likes of Spotify and Pandora. And what better place to unlaunch such a service than at WWDC? Apple bought the US-only Beats by Dr. Dre streaming service for $3 billion last year, and it's likely this could somehow factor into the final shape of a new offering. All but certain at WWDC are the requisite improvement to Apple's mobile and desktop operating systems. Rumours include improvement to its map service and better performance, including ironing out current bugs. A smarter version of Siri, project named Proactive to rival Google's recently unveiled Now on Tap, may also be unveiled. And Apple's NFC-enabled touch payments offering Apple Pay is still only available in the US. Some are speculating the tech giant may finally announce an expansion of the service to other countries, such as Australia.
Now, Apple, while you're talking about the Beats, the Beats, the Apple Beats. Thank you. The Apple recalls
Wiki Wild Wild West.
Apple recalls Beats Pill XL speakers over potential fire danger. Will Robinson.
Danger, Will Robinson.
Yeah, so there you go. If you got any Beats, you better watch out. They don't just explode in your ears. But they're not actually ear things. I suppose you could strap them to your head.
They might beat you to death.
They might. All right. Well, any more, Jace?
Yes, popular Swiss Army knife admin and connection tool for Unix, BSD and Linux systems, the Secure Shell, or SSH, encrypted network protocol, is set to make its debut on Windows. Angel Calvo, Microsoft Group software engineer manager of the PowerShell team, says thanks to leadership and cultural changes under new chief executive Satya Nadella, it is finally possible to start adding SSH support to bring greater interoperability between Windows and Linux. Calvo said this is in fact the third attempt at adding SSH to Windows PowerShell command line interface, with previous management shooting down the first two tries. Dumbest idea ever. Details of when SSH support will appear in PowerShell are still sketchy. Microsoft PowerShell team said it's early days and they're still in the planning stage. While there are already SSH implementations for Windows, such as the popular Putty freeware client, which I've been living on for like 20 years.
Yeah, Putty's good.
Calvo said there are only limited options customers can deploy in production environments, which is why Microsoft opted to make its own integrated into PowerShell. Calvo said the SSH implementation of PowerShell will be two-way, allowing for both incoming and outgoing connections to and from Windows, indicating both the client and server will be developed. He did not say if additional SSH features such as secure copy, secure file transfer protocol, port forwarding, or any other features that admins of Unix-like operating systems use regularly would come to PowerShell as well.
Yes, Putty's good. I've been using Putty as well. That's
fantastic.
Yeah.
I got a new one that's based on Putty. What's this one called? It doesn't have the name of it just here, but it allows you to do transparent Putty windows and add a few extra add-ons so that you can see the images and stuff behind it.
Oh, yeah.
It's like see-through Putty.
Yeah, old Putty wasn't was it? Remember Ted Bullpit?
Yep.
He was a Putty inspector, wasn't he? Wasn't that his job? Wasn't he?
Something like that, yeah.
He was. I'm going to look that up. I'm sure he was a Putty inspector. To end the show, did you have any more, Jace? Before we look up Ted's
yeah, while you're
occupation?
looking up Ted Bullpit, I'll. He's not swearing, by the way, those people who are listening to this. Freeview has reconsidered its strict ad skipping ban in order to get Freeview plus catch-up on TV into more Australian lounge rooms. Backed by Australia's free-to-air broadcasters, Freeview has been on a mission to stamp out ad skipping. To display the Freeview logo, Freeview has always demanded that TV and PVR makers restrict the skip button to no less than 10 minutes in order to stop us skipping the ad breaks rather than fast-forwarding. It also has limited fast-forward speeds to 30 times, so you still see the ads as they rush by. These non-negotiable conditions obviously suited the free-to-air broadcasters dependent on advertising dollars, but they've seen Freeview at loggerheads with major home entertainment vendors. Freeview would have Australian viewers think the Freeview logo is essential for digital TV equipment, but it's not. Some of the major brands have completely ignored the optional Freeview certification process rather than abide by ad skipping and fast-forwarding restrictions. Freeview's stubbornness saw its first attempt at on-screen electronic program guide sink without a trace because the TV makers wouldn't play ball. Seemingly a little wiser, Freeview is trying again with the new Freeview Plus service, which runs on the Open HBB TV platform. Freeview Plus also offers an on-screen guide along with catch-up TV from all 5 major broadcasters, including SBS, even though it's still negotiating a return to the Freeview consortium.
Yes, I found out Ted Bullpit.
Yep.
It doesn't say that he was a Putty inspector. It just says here he worked at the Putty factory.
Factory,
Yeah, but he must have been. He was the inspector.
Leave the money on the fridge.
leave the money in the fridge, Wog. Another one was his what catchphrases? Don't dad me, boy. I'm your father.
Yeah.
Pickle me, grandmother.
Pickle me, grandmother. Somebody should blow something up.
Strike me, Catholic. Yeah, there's yours. Money on the fridge, or change it sometimes.
Don't park your purple Valiant in the driveway. I've just polished the exhaust pipe on the...
Yes. When I was a boy... Oh, nothing there. That was stupid. I can't even understand that one. Oh, yeah, there he goes. I hate, vomit.
hate, spew, chuck, vomit.
Bloody shambles, of course. Bloody wogs, bloody woman, blow them all up. Watch it, mate. No wonder the country's in a mess. I win, you lose, and I'm the king of the castle. Bloody nuns. That was a good show.
He was awesome. Have you seen... I used to watch the Naked Vicar show, and they've got the precursor to that where they had a couple of sketches that had him doing a few things like Ted Bullpit, and then they developed it into a full show.
Yeah, and of course, what was his name? I forgot his name now. The guy that played Ted Bullpit, Ross Higgins. He was on. Remember the Samuel Pepys show? Remember that was a radio show.
Okay.
Did you ever get that? No.
Yep.
That was good. I know it was an hour a week, and it was some of the sketches were quite funny. I used to listen to it when I was a kid. They were like, a teenager. It was good.
Yeah.
All right, well, we better get out of here. Unless you got any more stories, you got to get off your chest.
Let's run away.
Okay, we're running as fast as we can. Someone before we get blown up by Ted Bullpit.
That's it.
All right, so that's it. So if you want to give us an email, send it to Glenn or Jason at aussietechheads.com.au. Don't forget the Aussie Mac Zone. You can find all the details over there at aussiemaczone.com.au. And,
Obsidian Loft and Old Park Geeks.
Yes, yeah. Well, old fart geeks. We've heard. We nearly turned into old fart geeks earlier there, didn't we?
I'll say there, Sonny, get off my lawn.
Yes, and it's old fart geeks and Obsidian Loft all on iTunes and also on the Aussie Tech Radio.com. Okay, all right. Let's get out of here. Okay, so have a good week, everyone, and until next week, it's goodbye from me and goodbye from Jace. Bye, bye. See you, Jace.
Done.
All right. Good stuff. I think. All right. What's going on in the lounge? Quick hello to the lounge. Quick goodbye to the lounge. That old farts. Have they got a YouTube channel? YouTube channel, old fart?
Yeah, youtube.com/oldfartgeeks. I just realised Osmo was talking to me in private chat all this time.
Oh.
You have recommendations for a small NAS box. Been doing research, found Yeah, I just set up. I just got a Synology server. That's all I use for mine. He loves old farts. That's good.
Amazon TV looks good. Is this like a Skype? Oh, this is a Skype post. Copy paste.
How's it?
Is that what it is? I don't understand.
He's got a Ustream private chat going that I'm just reading through now.
Oh, I looked at that when it came up. I looked at it. What's he copy and pasted specs of something?
Accidentally cut and paste what he was saying.
I thought it was specs of some Linux box he was looking at. But once you read it, it's a conversation.
It is, yeah.
I did a cut and paste. That's
right,
you
did. Paste the
did.
private convo into the main chat.
Oh, lucky, nothing bad. Nothing you didn't call me an idiot.
No, people do that in the main channel. They don't need to do it
that's
privately.
right, I don't mind, yeah.
That bloody Glenn.
I'll get Ted Bullpin on to yous. Had been chatting to Warlock, didn't realise I was still in private. Probably why we're getting an answer. Oh, yes, ooh, Oh, that'd be good for a song. No. Oh, okay, yeah. No.
Ting, tang, walla, walla, bing, bang. So
Okay.
I hope you're going to move to somewhere that's got NBN, Glenn?
No, well, hopefully we'll be getting that HFC business.
So you're going to make sure it's there before you move?
Oh, that was the first thing I looked.
Yeah,
because we know where we're going. We bought something. Yeah.
You bought it already. Okay.
Yeah, so now the pressure's on the cell here because we'll be in some poo if it doesn't all happen. But cable is at the new place. That was
that's all right then.
I had it on the phone actually, the app, or not the app, but the web page, and I typed the address in while I was standing in the kitchen. Just to make sure.
I just thought, I'll move to this place. It's around the corner from my daughter's mum, and they've got cable, and it's like a couple of 100 meters up the road and just around the corner. So I'm like, okay, got to be cable. So I do. Once I move in here, it's the only thing around this area that's has 2 bedrooms, which we need, one for me and one for her when she comes to visit, and then not too far from her mum's place, and kitchen and somewhere to park the car, garage and stuff. So, and the price range and everything fit. And it turns out that the cable only goes up the street that's going perpendicular, but it doesn't come up my street.
That's just a Will story.
Yeah,
that's just what happened to Will.
It's ridiculous, right?
Stops 3 houses away. It is. Like, and if I was in your position, if I was if I was, could move around every now and then, I'd probably pack up and go straight away.
Yeah,
just to get some bloody some internet going. But like, how good is it to be able to get a 50 down, 30 up?
Yeah, it'd be nice.
Really? But
especially when we need to upload our shows.
Yeah, I know. But I wonder if that actually equates to, like, say, real fast outside Australia. Or
who knows?
If it's just, I should get Michael to do a.
Well, it's going to like Ustream and stuff. That's fast enough. But when you're uploading to YouTube, it should go to some local server that Google has on a content delivery network, and then spread across from there.
Yeah, it probably should.
It's like when you use Twitch. The first time you start up, it connects to all the servers around the world, finds out which one's got the fastest connection, and then hooks onto that, and then you start off.
Yeah. What's that? What? Thanks. So I said, hang on, how are you typing that?
I never understand that.
Keyboard.
I think he never understands how they don't bring it up to your house when you're just around the corner from someone who has it or something like that.
Well, I suppose it has
But
to stop somewhere, doesn't it?
Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, it has to stop somewhere, I suppose. But
no, it'd be everywhere.
Oh, yeah, let's all hope, eh?
None of this
Hope
mixed
and pray.
technology crap. Blech.
But HFC apparently, hopefully, will be next year.
Yep.
For us.
HFC is not too bad for the places they go. Oh, the copper's fine, and then Telstra's going, yeah, the copper's great, and then Telstra goes, no, the copper's really shit, and then goes, no, it's good. No, it's crap. You're like,
well, yeah.
We know it's crap. We've seen what it looks like. We've seen the plastic bags wrapped around the ends of copper wires in the pits, and we know people who have. I've got, a friend of mine who's a tech journalist, lives near the CBD. Every time it rains, his ADSL drops out.
Yeah.
Why? Because the pit is filling with water.
Yeah. I used to have that back in 2000 or whatever, and it wasn't even ADSL back then. It was just dial-up. I'd lose dial-up every time it rained, and it was discovered. The Telstra man come out, and he looked in the pit, and he goes, "Well, there's your problem there. Look at that plastic bag. Time for a new one." So
new plastic bag. Hang on, let me pop down to Coles and get some milk.
Puts a new plastic bag on.
Yeah.
You were messaging but not typing. Oh, see, that's the trick of the lag.
Yeah. Secret.
That's the lag. All right, we better go.
Right, I'll let you go.
Yep, cool. Thanks, Lounge. Thanks, Jace.
Thanks.
We'll see you guys whenever. Bye.
Catch you next week.
See you, Jace.